Hey Mitch, come and record the Drift ad. All right. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Drift Outfitters in downtown Toronto, Ontario. Drift Outfitters is your source for all things fly fishing. From waders and boots to thread and feathers, Drift has it all. Check in on their website for the latest updates and policies regarding shopping during the pandemic. Curbside pickup for your online and phone orders is a great way to get the gear you need, and they're shipping for free across Canada on orders over $100. Visit driftoutfitters.com to learn more. driftoutfitters.com.
Well, hang on. I gotta get a fresh beer over here.
All right. Get yourself a beer.
Get a beer.
Lighten the stogie. It's nice that we're recording while we still have some daylight.
Yep.
Some DL.
Predict about 38 minutes of daylight remaining.
Yep.
Maybe 32.
What time is it?
I think it's 5:30.
Voices I'm hearing. Hearing voices?
No. I heard Megan's voice, yeah.
Freaking me out.
Did
All
you?
right.
Okay, is everybody ready for this?
Are we good?
Hello.
Wait. Is everybody ready for this?
Whoa,
Nice.
now I'm thirsty.
Cool, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're recording.
That's sick.
Good. That's a nice fleece you got there.
Hello and welcome to another episode of So Fly. It is middle of May. Actually, this episode's coming out tomorrow because it's Friday. And we're recording this. So I'm going to upload it tonight. And we're all together sitting outside in the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Ontario sun. My name is Mitch, and we've got Alden.
Hey, everybody.
We've got Yilma.
Hello, everyone.
And we're very excited today to be... sorry, I'm smoking a stogie.
And we're in your backyard.
So I had a little draw on my stogie. We're very excited to be recording with... Oh, there goes my keys. We've got Aidas on the show. Aidas, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good, everyone. How are you?
You sound exactly like Yilma.
I am Yilma. We're the same person,
This is
actually.
not...
You guys can unlock. We found this
gonna-
out earlier in the year that you guys can unlock each other's phones with Siri.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of
That's
weird.
true, yeah.
It's going to be confusing, maybe.
It's pretty convenient, actually.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful show because coming off the steam of the last episode where we talked about the Credit River. Yilma, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Great.
good, because Yilma doesn't have headphones. He's like concentrating. Coming off the steam of last episode where we talked about the Credit River and the West Credit River and the fight to save the West Credit, we figured we'd just sit, just us, and just talk more about the Credit River because we've been fishing it pretty hard these last few weeks, haven't we, Aldo?
Yeah, I mean, Aidas and Yilma has been fishing it a lot more than you and I have, Mitch. And
Yeah.
they actually got to fish with John and Dean
Whoa.
Yeah. Real gentlemen, those two.
from the last episode, which is kind of cool. So we'll talk all about that. We'll talk about how the season's been so far. And we're just going to have a classic old So Fly fish chat.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
hell yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's been a while since we've just done an episode
Totally.
with just us guys.
Just chatting.
Totally. Yeah, and I think, like, we just want to talk a little bit more about the Credit River because it's still a problem facing, the fishery here and all of us. So do a little bit more on the credit. And one second, I'm just adjusting my mic. There we go. And just get to, spitball a bit,
For sure.
It's
Well,
like 20 degrees out right now.
I know, it's amazing. Aidas just grilled up some doggies
Kung
for
fu
us.
dogs.
Some kung fu dogs.
That's chorizo.
Yep. Yep.
And some chorizo sausage.
Very
Yep.
good.
We had some 10-year-old meat.
Ooh.
10-year-old meat was very interesting, I would say. Hey, Yilma?
Yeah, it was 10-year-old cheddar, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and we, had some dogs, and I'm having some rosé, some nice,
Not so close to your
nice
face.
dry rosé.
Yeah.
What kind?
Your mic's like right.
Is it too loud?
No, you're good.
this
But
is
it's,
good. You don't have to eat your microphone.
I
You just
mean,
eat
still
the
hungry.
cheddar.
We've got more hot dogs over
We
there.
got
if
more
you're
hot
still
dogs. Don't eat the
hungry. There's
microphone.
bombas.
I might pay to watch
So for all you guys listening, when they're not making fun of the person, that's Aidas, because you can't tell us apart because our voices are too similar.
Yeah.
And when they're making fun of me, it's me.
When they're making fun of me, it's me.
And you almost got a factor fishy today too, which we haven't done in a while. So yeah, this is going to be a good show.
Which I wrote it. So it's like, and you'll
Well,
see.
you can't tell them that,
It's
because then it's not really my factor fishy.
no, it's your factor fishy. But the thing with this factor fishy is you don't know what the answers are.
Guys,
So
I gotta
you're also going to be able to guess on what the answers are.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
You're gonna read them
Oh
and
my
guess.
Lanta!
Oh my God, he can't lead the answer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm the only one that knows the answers. And I actually kind of forget, so we'll look them up later. But Aldo, what were we going to say?
I'll just say I'm sitting here. We got the sun. We're in your backyard and Aidas' backyard. For everybody that wants to know this,
West End.
they live in the same house.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mitch lives in the apartment
above
upstairs, and Aidas lives on the main floor. And
we sleep directly above and below each other.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
But we're in the backyard. The leaves have popped.
Mhm.
What is this, a maple tree?
Yeah, it's a maple.
That's a maple, eh?
Yeah, it's a quality maple.
It's a big maple.
And the sun is just filtering through the leaves.
Yeah, it's green.
The birds are flying by. The wind
Beautiful.
is blowing through, just calmly billowing through the leaves. I'm a bit drunk. And
Yeah, it's sick.
and it's fucking sick. And we
It
all got
is.
vaccinated.
Yeah,
I got
we're all
vaccinated
vaxxed,
today.
yeah. Well, yeah, I got a little.
Well, you got a
week
little
ago.
while ago, but
Week
you know
ago.
what I'm saying.
You got it
So-
yesterday, right?
I got it yesterday. I feel very lucky. I feel very privileged because I
Yes.
can work from home and I have
Same
the
with me.
time to go.
We got lucky for sure.
We got lucky. But
Living
you know,
in
it
the
seems like
spot.
Toronto seems to be pumping out vaccines in a
Yeah.
much quicker way. So hopefully everybody can get there soon and we can all be safe again.
100%.
Know what I'm saying?
100%.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But maybe should we introduce everybody to Aidas?
Yeah, like let's start with that. Like Aidas is like a photographer, a friend,
Whoa.
an angler now. Very fishy guy.
Oh, very fishy guy.
Very fishy.
Just pulling out some
Like
browns.
Yeah. Oh my god, I know. Like bigger browns than I've ever
He's
seen.
laughing.
in my
You do
life.
not know how difficult the credit is, my friend.
Yeah. Killing it this year. But let's go back to like when we met you, Aidas. Like
Okay.
Yeah, so we first met Aidas through Joel, which of course we've had on the podcast before, when we first went to our very first saltwater.
Tulum.
One more time.
Tulum.
But we went on an amazing trip to Tulum to fish this Yan Can with Rhett.
Rhett Schrober.
Yep. And Joel was like, "Hey, we're like, oh, we think we need a guy who can do video because it's just me and Yilma and Joel and then Andy, of course, and we need some video content." And he's like, "Oh, but my really good buddy Aidas should come down to Mexico and shoot with us." And we met him. We went on the trip, and you know what? As they say,
Yeah. They say.
history is made sometimes.
Dot, dot.
And
Aidas,
that's
how did-
exactly what they
was-
say.
What was your first impressions of SoFly?
So, yeah, Joel gave me a brief rundown. It was like, these guys are pretty chill. I didn't really know anything about fishing at that point, but when he asked me if I wanted to go to Mexico and film fly fishing, obviously I said yes, because what else do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And I'm really glad Joel was there.
Oh, come on
because-
now, baby.
Are you kidding me? You and I like connected right.
That
I
is
know.
we,
Get-go,
we,
man.
we bonded on some very real levels,
We did, my friend.
you're how tall you guys are.
But like
and we sound the same.
Sound the same.
and we sound the same.
We're the same height.
you do sound the same. It's freaking me
It's
out.
actually when you close your, Mitch was
me
like
out.
doing the sound level. He's like, "Okay, Aidas, talk. Okay, Yilma, talk. No, Yilma, I said you talk."
Yeah.
And it was just Aidas. But yeah, sorry, cut you off. So yeah, you met us.
I met you guys. I remember we had like a couple meals. We chatted. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but it was a good opportunity, I thought, and I thought it would lead to something interesting. So
Mm.
I went, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a great experience. I didn't really know anything about fly fishing at that point. I think, like a lot of people, I thought fly fishing was just whipping a line back and forth,
Catching flies.
catching flies, or doing something. I don't really know what.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you've ever went fly fishing?
That was the first time I ever went fly fishing.
Whoa,
It was going to Tulum.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I mean, he didn't fish. He
I didn't
he
fish.
shot the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
time.
But you were on a
Yeah.
fly fishing trip. You're in proximity.
We asked him
Two
if he wanted to
people
try
fly
rod.
You
Yeah,
asked
he
me if I
did.
wanted to try rod. Yeah. But I had a big thing of like keeping work and not work separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was like,
I mean, we appreciate that.
I'm here to shoot. So I just stuck to shooting.
Yep.
I tried to take it pretty seriously, and then
Yeah.
I realized, we're just a bunch of goofballs.
Just having fun.
Just having fun.
And that's where you get the best content.
That's the best content, you know?
I
After
love the
crushing
Tulum
like
content.
17 Tecate lights. No, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun understanding how candid and like the whole situation was. It was very entertaining, and it was very interesting to go fishing there, and then later understanding how special that trip was
Right.
to people who fly fish, and now myself who's taking fly fishing a bit more seriously.
A bit.
A bit.
Yeah.
You're out every day.
A smidgen.
Gone into it
Well,
pretty
you know,
hard.
I got a bit of free time.
You got bit by the bug, as they say.
I got bit by the bug, yeah.
Oh.
And now there's a rash.
I mean, ooh.
Whoa,
Whoa.
fly fishing rash.
I don't know if that's like the thing you
spreading.
want.
Yeah, man, I think that's good. You know,
Is
like
it?
I think that like symbolically, if you actually have a rash, then yeah, go get that shit checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think
So wait.
Oh.
What? Sorry, I didn't mean wait like in a rude way. Just like.
Of course, we will pause.
Like an emergency.
So Aidas,
floor is
what did you
yours.
think? So did Tulum the catalyst to your fly fishing?
Like,
love.
that's a good question. Like, were you like, I think I want to try fly fishing after this, or did it take a few other times?
No, it was not the catalyst. In my mind, it was a job. It was fun. It was a fun job to do with people that were enjoyable, and it was the beginning of a good relationship.
Yeah.
That was like, at this
Hang
point in my
on.
career, I like to seek out
on.
jobs
Hang
with
on.
people that I enjoy spending time with, and not just saying yes to shooting literally everything.
Yeah.
So this was I wouldn't say it was a catalyst to me getting into fly fishing,
Right.
but it was
Because you had already been kind of interested in it.
I fished on a spinning rod as a kid off docks and stuff,
Yeah.
catching whatever. And I took my daughter fishing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing, obviously.
Yeah.
Even after that trip, I would talk to Joel a lot and be like, "Hey, let's go, fish the Humber River or whatever." And then he moved to Squamish.
Yeah.
So
So it's
then,
like, dude, who am I going to fish with?
who am I going to fish with? I don't know.
Enter in. Hi.
There we go. And then I think it was like I did a lot of camping last summer, and then I thought, you know what, may as well just get a fly rod, and so I bought one, and
Yeah.
then another one,
And then another one,
and
and
another
then
one.
Yeah, man.
and now
and
you
then-
got like a spay rod. You got the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Well,
you
then
got-
it turned into like, okay, what do we do now? Now we're going to go steelheading. What do I need to get? Okay, you need a two-handed rod. Great, let's go get a two-handed rod. Now
Yeah,
we're-
like you don't need it, but we're like, it's fun. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I want to have fun. And then you
Yeah.
just did it. In your first year, you got into spay fishing and landed a beautiful steelhead.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Like on the third or second outing.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to understand. Like,
Like,
within a year, Aidas went from no rod to 6 to a spay rod to landing like a beautiful steelhead, and now just like,
I don't know why I'm whispering.
yeah, why are you whispering? It's gone.
can
And
hear
now
everything.
he's tying. He's tying. He's
tying,
tied.
yeah.
He caught a 20-inch. Well, I think it was 20. It was
Yeah.
close to
No.
20-inch brown.
18
18-inch brown on one of his first
flies you ever
flies
tied.
that he tied. A nice
Doesn't get
streamer.
better than
Days
that,
ago.
What did you
man.
call it? The
I-
mullet Mitchie or something?
I think it's changed.
Mitchie's mullet.
Greasy Mitch.
The greasy
Greasy
Mitch.
Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
yeah. I think that was just dumb luck, honestly.
Hey,
But you know what? I'll take it.
honestly, sick though. Like it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
It is
felt
pretty
good.
sick.
Felt good.
I don't know. Can
I-
you get lucky on the credit? I mean, the
I think
credit
so.
you have to just.
I mean, there's always an element of luck with fishing.
Fishing in
Yeah.
general, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, or you're preparing yourself for.
But
luck.
also, like, you could also just be fishy.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know
Yeah.
lots of people that go to the credit in their early years and don't catch anything for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people go fly fishing and they don't catch anything.
Yeah.
But like maybe if you just got the instincts,
You got the instincts.
and
the
you're
sticks.
just fishy,
Yeah, well,
you catch fish.
Way to crawl out of that hole. If you got the instincts, that's what that meant.
That's how I say that. I say stinks.
But
It's a short.
that's a motivation for beginners out there who are listening, because like if you think about it,
Yeah.
you could learn and but you may be the one who has the instincts.
yeah, you might just be fishy. I mean, we all
Might
know
just be
people that are
fishy.
just fishy, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They bug me. Fishy
Yeah.
people bug me. Yeah.
I feel
But let
like
me tell you why. Not because of the person, but because I'll go out with like everybody's got a fishing buddy where they go out fishing and they just like slay fish and you catch nothing. It's like, what the fuck? I'm doing the exact same thing. I have a friend, Dave Morrison, fishy guy. He'll just always catch a bigger fish no matter what. You're both using spoons. He just catches bigger fish. You think you're the fishy one, Yelp?
No,
Is that
I
why you're
think
looking at me
Aldo's
like
the
that?
fishy one. I look
Aldo's
at it-
fishy.
I just look at- I
Aldo's
look at it
fishy
like-
one. Aldo's the fishy one, man. Aldo always just bangs fish. You know?
Yeah, but
But he's a great angler.
I mean, also I think but like when we met, I was like full trout bum.
Yeah.
Like I was just fishing.
Mhm.
You know, when I first met, like I just quit the job and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing anything but fishing.
But there's also fishiness within a trip. Because remember we went to Attawabscat and Gab was like pissed for the first 4 hours because we were all banging like 40-inch pike and he didn't catch anything for the first like 4 hours. We were all the fishy ones. So you know what? Maybe it's just a matter of circumstance, you know?
Yeah.
Fishiness is a
Well,
thing.
he was on the popper though. He wanted to really like hone in on that
Yeah.
for his first pike. That's
There's an
Oh, got a siren. We are outside.
we are
just to
outside.
remind you again.
actually
There she goes.
sorry, going back to
Take a second here. 'cause
take
we
a
gotta
second
let
here.
that go by. You got to move out of the way when there's fire trucks.
Hope everybody's okay.
yeah. Put your hazards on. Move to the right.
Yeah.
Come on.
Actually, bring up a good thing going back to Tulum, sorry. And you're asking what your first impressions on fly fishing were, but like coming from somebody who shoots a lot, that's your job, that's your career. when you first got to Tulum and you were like, what was that experience like? Like in terms of like seeing it through a photographer's lens, like in terms of like never shooting fly fishing before, what was the learning curve on shooting fly fishing when you got there?
That's a very good question.
I think
VGQ.
Well, I know in new situations I tend to overshoot a lot.
Okay.
And that was my approach. I think I captured everything that needed to be captured within the first 2 days. And I remember leaning on you guys to tell me what good fly fishing content was.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anything, right? Yeah, I remember sitting with you, Aldo, at the end of the fishing days and saying like, okay, these are good casting shots. This is good because of this. This is good because of this. You don't want to see this sort of thing or all those sorts of things. And so I think I just took the shotgun approach, honestly.
Right. I mean,
we make it up too. We have no idea what good fly fishing is.
But I mean, it was pretty crazy. Like the first day we did run into a school of 40 bonefish.
Yeah.
And
that's sick.
And by the end of the day, we had all landed a bunch of bonefish.
Yeah.
And even Joel, who had never saltwater fly fished before, had landed a few bonefish. And I was just like, well, that's not usually the case.
I know, it's crazy.
When it comes
That's
to
the crazy
saltwater
thing,
fishing, you know what I mean?
I just assumed that was the norm. I was like, oh, this is great. This is what you do.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what you do. You come
catch
into
30
Tulum,
fish,
you
whatever.
come and catch 30 bonefish
Yeah.
without even really trying.
Yeah.
Blind casting and catching bonefish.
That's cool though, because it's kind of been, we've had a lot of, oh my God, there's another thing. And honestly, I really hope they're okay. I'm kind of scared. Yelma, you're looking at me terrified right now.
What did you do, Yilma?
You gonna be okay?
I'm not.
Did you leave
We're
the
fine
oven
here.
light on?
We're fine here. Just leave your oven light on. He's kind of thinking. He's like, did I?
Do I even have an oven?
Yelma.
Wait, Yilma, where'd you park your car?
Yelma! Oh, he doesn't know. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like we've had some days too where we haven't caught fish. Like that's how you know you're fishy. And that's a good thing because it's like you'll go out and fish and not catch anything. And you've had those days. We fished a lot in the last like year, 2 years. We fished a lot. Since Tulum, we have fished a ton.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
so
That's
we've
true.
had lots of days where it's like, well, we didn't catch anything. But you've been going out recently because we got into trout. Well, maybe we go back to steelhead because we steelhead fished, and you got a beautiful steelhead,
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
nice fish.
beautiful fish on the Grand.
Yeah, if we're looking at Aidas's arc
swing.
into fly fishing.
Yeah.
I would say the next big, because last summer was like Esnagami, which was like crazy.
Yes, that's right.
And then we did the Elk Lake trip, which was like the Pike Fiesta.
yeah.
And then of course fishing around here and stuff was
Yeah.
super fun. And then after the summer of pike and bass, then we got onto the swing. I'd have to say that's definitely my most successful
It was a fun season.
steelhead season.
Yeah.
You know,
We
I
had
think
fun.
I had 4 landed.
Yeah, it was great.
Definitely my best.
It was a great year, great
And
season.
and oh, crazy! When you go out more, you learn.
yeah,
more.
that's all it is, right?
Who would
Fish more,
So
you catch
weird.
more.
and fish with
Learn more.
and learn from. We went out with a lot of guys.
Great
Right? We went out
anglers.
with Matt
Yeah.
Martin. We went out with Tyler Dunsmore. We went out with Ian Troop again, which is
Yeah.
always great.
Yeah.
And Aidas, like that was pretty cool seeing you land your first fish on the swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt really good.
And Nick and Matt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
And Adam's great. Great guide.
Yeah.
Right?
I gave him my gloves.
You gave him your gloves?
Yeah.
Were your hands cold?
No, I had a pair that didn't fit me, and I gave them to him.
Well, that's very nice.
Full disclosure, they needed repairs, but
Well, hey, it's
they're
better
still
than nothing.
gloves.
It's better than nothing. But yeah, we fished with tons of amazing anglers.
And yeah, and we got a really great fall steelheading season in. And Mitch, I gotta say, I get it now.
Steelheading?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, like I liked it before
friggin'
because of obviously when you catch one, you're like, fuck, these fish are huge.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And but I don't know. The season was this fall because I was always, I guess, more successful in the spring
Right.
than the fall. So I was like,
Yeah.
or whatever about fall steelheading, especially because, well, I don't want to get too much into it, but the salmon come along with it, and that's a scene. That's quite a scene. but
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's for another show.
I'm still not sold.
You're still not sold
fall
on steelhead?
We'll get you there, man.
Why?
Dude, the leaves changing, the
No,
mist on the
I-
water,
hey,
whole vibe.
little coffee in the morning.
I don't
Yeah.
think. I don't think it's about. I don't
Pumpkin
think it's
spice
about.
latte.
I don't think it's the
Halloween.
terroir of steelheading.
Whoa.
I think it's I think it's more. I don't know. There's some. I'm just
You're
not
cold.
sold yet.
You're cold.
Yeah, I mean that has something to do with it, but
You
it's
get
also like,
cold.
yeah, the swing is.
You got electric socks. You're always like, I'm so cold.
Chili Willy's over there.
No,
Well,
I
fair
mean,
enough, man. If you don't want the cold,
it's gonna be a little bit more active when I fish. I think I'm an
Mm.
active fisher.
I mean, I feel like you can be swinging and moving a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, a foot by foot.
Well,
foot
I mean,
by a
you,
foot.
you could grease your
Yeah.
pace. You could
Yeah.
go 2 foot. You could
Yeah.
go,
You go
foot.
3 foot. You go
Yeah, but then I'm
16 foot.
decreasing my chances.
Hell, Ricky, you
I mean,
could be
what's your goal?
second. You could be third. You could be first or last. What
Yeah.
does that make? And I was high when I said that.
If you ain't first or last. That was how when I did that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, you know, different streaks for different freaks, man. You know what I mean? Like, I got a beard. I got a beard. I like wearing lots of plaid. I like
Yeah,
steel
you like your
season.
cigar.
I
And
like steel season.
yeah,
I'm wearing-
and you're good at it.
And I like being inactive for sure. So that's a fair thing to say.
But you know what? Also, we saw a lot of different rivers too. Like, remember that awesome? Yeah, the day we spent with Matt and Nick. We had you took those awesome photos of the sunset
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought that was on the. I thought that was
on the big head.
That was the big head.
Was that the big head?
That was the big head.
Ah.
That was the big head.
Oh yeah. Drawing back. Yeah.
And the big head.
I bet you got
yeah.
that great steelhead on the big head.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Adam's fly.
Yeah, man, that fly is amazing. I'm gonna tie a bunch of those. I got a tube fly set up just so I could pump those out.
you go.
Nice.
But yeah, like we were fishing. What was the day you got your beautiful steely?
That was
We were with Tyler.
Yeah, it was with Tyler,
And
and we did a back-to-back day situation. I don't think that was with Adam actually. I think we did the
Oh,
2
right.
days with Adam, and then we did the extra day with Tyler.
Yeah.
And that was the old buzzer beater.
Yeah.
It was.
Try to get a fish.
Yeah.
It was the buzzer beater.
And you got the fish.
Right at the
I got
takeout.
fish.
Your
There you
first
go.
steelhead
First steelhead.
and on a swing, on
On
a
a swing.
stubble, on a swung
Yeah.
fly on a
Yep.
double-handed rod.
Yep.
On the Grand.
Yep.
And it was like a 10-pound fish.
He was 20 feet away from me, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I think I got a fish."
Like it was a
and
perfect,
it was like,
perfect, perfect Grand.
Oh,
You know, Erie run
Beautiful.
steelhead.
I didn't really
Beautiful
understand the
chrome.
significance at the time, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I think
it was it was a beautiful hen.
I mean,
beautiful
like
hen.
again, like, you know, your
Wait,
first month's fly fishing, right?
Yeah.
Like, really,
Yeah, it's been I think it's been
it's been like a year,
almost a year. Yeah.
almost a year.
Almost a year.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
year,
because we
man.
would have went to Tulum in fall 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then although you took me out on the Grand after they stocked it,
right,
and you taught me to cast.
right.
Right.
And that was the first time I fly fished.
And that was when we were in lockdown number 1.
Yeah, and then we went to Esnagami, and I was using everybody
Right.
else's rods.
Oh,
I was like, all right, well, cool.
And that's
these are
kind of where you.
pike, I guess.
That's like your first fishing trip.
That was my first fishing
Was
trip. yeah.
Esnagami.
Yeah.
Well, after Tulum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like,
The first-
Oh, I see
first
what
trip
you're
I
saying.
fished.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
actively fishing, and like
Yes.
that is a great first.
We're just catching so many fish.
It's set the bar
So many.
high for expectations.
Oh yeah, man! You go out and you're like, I'm gonna go catch 15 walleye, and you just do.
in
yeah.
8 seconds.
Oh, on the fly,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then the brookies. I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about it on the show. Crazy fishing, but Aidas was there. He's catching all kinds of fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And taking some wicked pictures. Dude, and you got a cover.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah.
you shot the cover for Ontario Out of Doors
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great cover.
with some loser
thanks.
as your model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
although just nymphing.
Yeah, some guy wandered into the frame.
I hear he was using a hook and a worm in that photo.
Yeah.
It was, treble hook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were just
I was snagging, actually.
yeah. You cast out and rip and just see what you
mhm.
can bring in, basically. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the shot. You
You
know?
gotta try and, like,
Don't
with
worry,
your
we'll
treble.
edit this part out. We'll edit this part out. Don't worry.
What? Why?
No, we'll
There's
edit
no
it.
way people think we're serious.
No, you're serious, aren't you?
I'm
I mean,
serious.
no.
No.
Treble hooks with double barbs. That's how I fish, baby.
That's, I mean, you know, again, we'll edit this out, but like, I
What's
love
a barb?
snagging. I love snagging fish on trebles. It's the best. You know what I mean?
Way better than on single hooks. So then
Why
fast
are you
forward.
looking at me like that? Are you actually doing this?
Oh.
No.
God.
So, and then fast forward to this year.
Yep.
And then you guys are on the credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we start fishing the credit, and
Spring came.
spring came,
Spring
and
What a relief.
Oh
I
my
guess
God.
what?
Yeah.
Talk about the season so far and
Yeah.
your day with John and Dean, because Mitch and I weren't there,
No.
Yeah.
and you guys look like you had a fucking awesome
It
day.
was like a blast.
It was a really nice day.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you have this one because you're our guest.
Okay.
It's just that simple.
It's an interesting setup.
Yeah.
How was the day on the water?
Sounds lazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day, honestly. Like, it was really special to be allowed to fish on that property.
Mhm.
And John and Dean, seeing them like so excited to fish those brookies.
So excited.
And fishing them obviously is super fun.
Mhm.
And now having fished for a little bit, I realize those brookies are just like aggro and go for everything.
Yeah, they're so fun.
Right.
But you know what? I'll take it. Makes you feel good about yourself. Makes you feel like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And that was the West Credit you guys fished.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so beautiful property, really, really nice land, really nice water, beautiful little brookies. There's some bigger ones, probably like in the 6 to 8 inch range.
Yeah. And a couple of rainbows as well in there, and it was just gin clear
Some
water,
sneaky rainbows.
just really classic bubbling brook.
Oh yeah,
Babbling brook.
Yeah.
Oh my
It was
God.
babbling hard.
Babbling
Brook.
and
That was
bubbling.
Aidas, folks, not me.
Bubbling?
Bubbling and a babbling.
Much like the wine you're sucking back there, ain't it?
Whoa.
that
What
rosé.
kind of rosé is that you're drinking?
It's a very dry, lovely rosé. The sommelier owns.
Do you mind if I read it?
Yeah, go for it.
Sandra Sandberg. Oh yeah. So that
Andy
Yeah.
Sandberg has a
There you
rosé.
go.
That's
Andy
good.
Samberg
Andy
couldn't
Sandberg
give
has a
it
rosé.
He's actually named after a rosé.
Wow. Shiraz Rosans. 2020. Is
There
it
you
good?
go. That was a good year for rosé.
It's very good.
It's very good.
So yeah, John and Dean invite you out to a private property.
Yeah,
Do
it was
they own it? Or?
No. It was friends of theirs
Oh, okay.
that had a. I guess you could describe it as like a very idyllic looking cottage.
Yeah.
Like a little wooden main
So
building, a little other building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't really chat with the owners very much.
A little bridge over the water.
Little bridge over the water,
Yeah, you guys were
Muskoka
talking about that.
chairs.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Little
wilderness.
gardens.
It's like a little
Um,
secret garden.
Yeah, and it used to be a mill.
Whoa.
So the water was a lot higher back then, but
Right.
it was kind of all funneled down into those little falls, and then you could see the remnants of the old mill and stuff.
Ah.
So that was pretty cool. And they just, I guess they have a relationship with the property owners there, and they go and just fish brookies there. And like honestly, it was probably 100 feet of water.
Yeah, like the section.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't 100 feet deep.
No. It was maybe like 3 feet deep.
That would be
at the
insane.
deepest. yeah, we're just kind of little brookies.
The West Credit's 100 feet deep.
100 feet deep is super weird.
I mean, yeah, you were explaining that a section sounds amazing. Like, and there was just so many fish.
Every cast.
Yeah.
Every cast was a
Every
brookie.
cast.
It's another brookie.
Yeah, and I stayed on a dry all day. I think
Really?
you were nymphing a bit.
Yeah, I nymphed half, dried, dried the other half.
And this is where they're proposing the sewage treatment plant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
What?
Yeah, I feel like everybody needs to fish this beat so that
They know.
they know.
Yeah, that's right.
It was lovely.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the. Yeah, definitely. But also, the Bell Fountain Conservation Area is closed this
Yeah.
year, but that's the West Credit too, and that's an amazing stretch.
Yeah,
And so many people frequent it even just to have picnics and stuff. And
Yeah.
I wonder if people know you can't go there this year.
Right.
And not because of COVID,
Oh.
because of something. They've got some other sign up about some landscaping or something. Or,
What?
I mean, it could be all bullshit, but
I
like,
thought it was because of COVID.
no, because unlike last year, the Credit Valley Conservation Authority, they have the Forks of the Credit Provincial Park open. They have the Glen Willems conservation area open. A little bit further down. So yeah, I don't know what they're doing in Bell Fountain, but that's a beautiful stretch too,
Yeah.
and that's public,
Yeah.
and obviously, and yeah, people
Yeah.
need to see this water because it's like what?
yeah,
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really a beautiful place to be. That's close to the city.
Yeah.
wild fish.
Wild fish.
Wild. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I know it's whack. I mean, yeah, we did a whole show on how crazy it is, but it's like, yeah, the fact that it's cool that you're a new angler getting into the sport of flafachon, and you're seeing these amazing places for the first times. What about when we went for browns? Like what was your first Credit River brown trip? Was that recently?
yes,
That was with me.
that was with you and Josh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because last opener I didn't fish. I just photographed.
Yeah.
But this year
You
I
got
fished.
me on the cover.
How did it feel, man?
Yeah.
What was your setup? Tell us everything. I want to know.
Break it down for us, baby.
But seriously.
So seriously, I was fishing a 7-weight, the 10-foot 7 with
Like you're nymphing.
Oh, no. I jumped in hard on the streamer train. It was, what was it? Silver, gold, Acrylics minnow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
streamer fishing, and you
Just
got
streamer
into some
fishing.
beautiful browns.
Yeah. That was a real, like, once again, I didn't realize the significance of that as a first brown.
Well, what was it, like an 18-inch fish?
Yeah. I think it was like over 20.
Yeah, it was the same.
Right. The
Yeah.
18 inches the other day.
18 inches
18
the other
inches
day.
the other day.
That was
This
literally
fish
that was
was a
yesterday.
20
Yeah,
something.
this
Yeah.
was a big one.
That's
That
right.
was
You sent a
yesterday.
picture, and then Yilma sends a picture of his 20 something.
Yeah.
And then Josh with his 20 something
Josh does 520.
What is happening?
Yeah, it was-
Josh was slaying, but like, what
was
is
wild.
happening? It was like a Tuesday or something.
Yeah, it was raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm working.
And now I'm working.
And we're just like,
watching the group chat just getting blown up by
Yeah.
these huge slabs of
I'm
butter.
stoked. I'm stoked
Yeah.
for you guys, but
Obviously.
I'm like, damn, this is like the best day to be streamer fishing for these giant browns. It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are beautiful fish, man.
It was great conditions.
It was-
Overcast, a bit of rain, like, just a bit of rain, not too heavy.
Yeah.
The water was like a good temperature.
Yeah.
The levels were a little high,
Yeah.
higher, I should say.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just great.
Yeah, it was great.
Sounds like a streamy kind of day.
Sounds like a streamy day, yeah. I mean, there was that fish I hooked on opener.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Yoma.
Oh,
that?
why'd you have to bring that up?
What is it? Oh, I heard about this. I wasn't there.
Yeah, so on opener, Yoma, Aidas and I went out, and I just caught a really nice looking fish jumping all over the pool. Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
What happened?
So I just had a beautiful brown trout on his line.
I'm not telling this
Oh, and he
story.
fought it. He fought it really well.
Your first time like fishing brown trout.
Yeah.
And you had it on your
It
line,
wasn't
you're
a brown,
bringing it
though.
up.
It wasn't a brown because I got really close to it.
Well, what
Yeah,
was it?
I didn't see
It's either...
A
well, it
sucker?
wasn't as... It was... I thought it was too chromy for a rainbow. Those rainbows in the credit seem to be a little darker.
So you think it was like a par?
No, I thought it was Atlantic.
it. Yeah. I thought
Yeah,
it was a
par.
sucker.
Uh-huh.
It could have been a rainbow, but it's either a rainbow or an Atlantic. But
So some
Or it
buck,
could have been a brown trout.
just a really light
it wasn't
brown.
a brown. No,
I don't
because
think
it
a
was
brown.
nice and big, and like
Yeah.
you would see the gold.
It was meaty. I thought I put it into some like really
Everybody loses
Wild water.
someone to fish at some point in their life.
yeah.
Well,
Some more than
I'm
others.
glad it was me.
This is
Some
the
more
first
than
time. I'm a pretty good
You know-
netminder. You know this.
You're a good net man.
You know, yeah, we're ripping on you now, but you are a really good.
You're a great
guy.
net man.
Great net. Best man I know.
A good NM.
But
Net-
Aidas
net
did
man.
put in some pretty soft water.
Yes.
Look at him. He's
I know it sucks. It sucks.
don't worry. It's okay.
It sucks.
It's okay.
It sucks.
Anyway,
But it's also okay because it keeps you going back.
yeah,
That
for
was-
sure. I went
you
back.
know
to
what?
Because
it.
you were probably like,
Yeah.
okay, what? I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
And you went back like the next day.
Yeah, I've been there a lot lately.
Yeah,
I've been averaging I think like 3 or 4 days a
I
week.
stick my head out the window every day and I see you back. I'm like, where are you going? I'm just gonna, hit the river for a bit.
Yeah, we
So good.
struck a decent balance where I'll do childcare in the morning,
Yeah.
and then I'll take the afternoon off.
That's good. That's a good system.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was a little skeptical, honestly, of the afternoon fishing session,
Yeah.
but
Versus
I found,
the morning.
yeah, or just like a full day.
Right.
Right.
But I really found with the, I guess the aggressive nature of streamer fishing,
Yeah.
it's totally fine.
You're just gonna cover water, and if it happens, it happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're doing something right because Jesus, you're catching some
What-
beautiful browns, man.
Yeah.
Since you're still in kind of first impressions mode,
Mhm.
are you enjoying streamer fishing more than nymph? I mean, if we can all just agree on one thing, if you could fish dry flies all the time, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
can agree on that.
Okay, but
Yeah.
if you could, are you enjoying nymph fishing more or streamer fishing more? Or
So
or
As an entrance into the world.
yeah,
of fly
like
fishing.
what do you? I guess a better question is what are you like? What kind of techniques are you enjoying more, or like what are you having more fun with?
okay, so without going like too deeply into this,
Mhm.
I've been enjoying streamer fishing more just because of the covering ground and being exposed to more of the environment. I found while I do enjoy nymphing, the being stagnant for a long period of time is a bit less interesting to me. I enjoy the streamer fishing just because you can cover ground. I really enjoy moving through the river environment, and I think that's what's really appealing to me about fly fishing specifically. It's not just catching fish, it's being able to explore that environment in a new way. And
Right.
so streamer fishing really kind of gives that to me.
Mm.
Yeah.
I agree, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yelmo, like
great
what
answer.
are you feeling through the seasons of your life?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I agree with Aidas on that. I'm enjoying if I had to compare the two between using a streamer or a nymph, I definitely.
Again,
Yeah, if it's not a dry.
if it's not a dry,
if it's
because
not,
like who doesn't want to catch fish
Yeah,
on dry
exactly.
fly all day long?
no Drakes, no Hendrickson's on, I'm definitely using a streamer, and I think it's because of the same reason. Cover more ground, you're more active, and I do love the fact that you can pull a brown out when he or she's not even hungry,
Good
and
point.
that surprising little flash of gold, just
Yeah.
I think I mean
It's exciting.
yeah, and
100%.
and there's more probability of that happening with using a streamer versus
Streaming.
Oh my God, you know what I'm saying.
I like that.
Live
though. I
streaming.
like the name
You
streaming.
like streaming?
Let's go
Yeah, I'm
streaming
nymphing.
tomorrow.
I'm streaming.
I mean, I guess.
true.
Why don't people say that? That's great.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it's like why we all love getting steelhead on the swing. We could
Yeah.
get more fish if we nymphed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like, that's the thing with fly fishing. There's easier way to catch fish. You're creating these not, I want to say arbitrary, but it's not the right word.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like
You're putting up the
guidelines.
walls yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be challenging.
Fish with worms. You'll catch a ton of fish.
Exactly. If the goal was purely to
Oh, yeah.
catch fish, like there's easier ways.
Yeah, definitely.
We're setting, ways and to do it in a certain style, to do it in a certain technique. Like, we'd be sitting in the backyard talking about fishing, crushing beers.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep swinging.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could nymph, probably catch more steelhead.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep swinging
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly.
because that's how I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And funny enough, that's a nice segue. We saw your Uncle Joe on the water,
Oh yeah.
and that's exactly what he was saying. He's like, man, when I was younger, I would crush on the streamer,
Yeah.
but this is what I'm doing now,
Right.
loving the dries.
Yeah.
And he explained in detail to us before we left of the different types of like Hendricksons that we could be using
Oh yeah.
Right.
on that day, on that specific in that specific time. It
Yeah.
was man,
In that pool, on that time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
The minutia.
the minutia, yeah,
Is truly beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
It really. I think that conversation and those types of conversations really speak to the romance of that style of fishing.
Yeah.
Versus like the pragmatic approach of
Right.
fish yielding.
Well, and I think that's what makes it's interesting that you speak of the fly fishing in this way. I think that's what makes you a fly angler.
Mhm.
Like when you look at fishing in that through that lens, when you have those filters and those layers to it, like it's kind of like, yeah. So, I think you're right. I totally agree. You put up walls to make it more challenging because it's more reward and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Aldo, do you agree?
Yeah.
It's a good lean going over there.
No, I agree.
Got a good lean going.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how can you not? I mean, you meet people like Joe's friend Roy who scuba
Yeah, snorkels
who snorkel the
river
Credit River
to pick up on their
to-
fish's habits and where they're living, what they're doing.
to look to see how stoneflies emerge. On
Yeah,
things.
it's just like a whole other.
Yeah, it's a whole other way of. I really liked what I really did like what Dean said last river. You get to be a part of the environment.
Yeah.
You just kind of said that too, Aidas.
Yeah,
You get to be a part of that environment. You get to be a part of that world for even just a day.
Yeah.
Half a day, an afternoon after childcare,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's nice, special.
It is.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'm so glad we're going fishing tomorrow because now I'm amped.
I know.
Yeah,
We're gonna go fishing
for
tomorrow. We're gonna go fish tomorrow on the Credit.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, because this is coming out tonight at midnight, you might be driving to the Credit
Right
we'll
now.
see you there. Come
Yeah.
and say hi.
And if
you see us, say hi.
if you see us,
Say
the pepperoni pizza was amazing.
amazing.
And if you do that, I'll give you a beer.
And I'll give you a hug from 10 feet away.
Yeah.
You guys better bring beers.
I love that. The pepperoni pizza was
We're gonna
amazing.
bring
Remember,
a
if you
lot of
see us
beers.
tomorrow,
See us tomorrow. Say the pepperoni pizza was amazing.
Your mom might
We'll
even
know
blow you a
exactly what it means.
I hope I hear that at least once tomorrow. Hey,
be
Aldo,
hilarious.
what? The pepperoni pizza was amazing.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be so cool.
You gotta give him a beer though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
No, we don't drink while we fish.
That'd be
Yeah,
hilarious.
that never happens.
No.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love it. But Aidas, before we get into some other segments in the show, because we got a Factor Fishy and we're
Yeah,
gonna
yes, sir.
Mitchie's Fishies 5 you.
Okay.
What?
His face.
Why? What is it about fly fishing that has like you've been speaking a lot about fly fishing, like a lot about this kind of question, but like what had you hooked from say Tulum or the first time we went out and you actually wet a line? Like what was it?
I don't know if there was a singular thing that hooked me.
Right.
Hooked
Whoa.
like fishing.
Dude.
Yeah, I know, right? I went to art school, no big deal.
I had never heard anyone say that before. That's gonna take off.
Yeah,
They taught you that in finger playing class?
yeah, they did actually. It was a prerequisite. I don't
Maybe
think
it's a bunch of things. What are the things?
yeah. So like, it really was just like a way to explore a place and be a part of that environment. It wasn't a single thing that hooked me and said like, oh, this is a more interesting form of fishing for me. It was getting into the gear. Like I enjoy gear and the activities, and I do have a tendency to whatever hobby I pick up to become very
Gear man.
Climbing.
Climbing.
Camping.
Yeah.
He's such a gear
yeah.
man.
Yeah, so I like the
Cameras.
gear. I like researching.
Oh, I'm with you, man.
And it's like so like rock climbing is a good example where like I've been rock climbing for 15 something years now.
Yeah.
And the big appeal for me for rock climbing was being able to be part of this landscape and explore these places in a new way. So fly fishing, going out and exploring these rivers that are close to home, was such a treat.
Yeah.
Like getting out there, wading in rivers, which I like really really enjoy.
Yeah.
And for me, it wasn't like catching fish is just gravy.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of days not catching any fish.
Yeah.
And not knowing why, and just like, whatever. It's still fun to be out there.
Yeah. The exploration.
Just
being outside.
Yeah, I fished the golf course a lot. I really explored the golf course.
Yeah, it gets old pretty quick.
It gets old pretty quick. Yeah,
there's
north of
hole
it.
8, there's 9.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think it was one individual thing. It was just like something I could lean into during the pandemic that, I didn't really want to go rock climbing a lot because it's a long drive and you have to be with other people. And this was something I could go do by myself in an afternoon. Like we live, a 10-minute walk from the Humber River.
Yeah.
So like I fished the Humber a bunch.
Oh yeah.
And I had a little circuit, grab a coffee, go down, don't have to put waders on, just fish the river.
Yeah.
I'm home, takes 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I feel like I did something. I feel like I got some exercise.
Yeah.
Maybe I caught a fish. I probably didn't.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's
true.
That's not why I'm there.
You've put your time in. Maybe that's why everything's been condensed. You've caught such buck wild fish because you've put so much time in on the water already.
That's exactly what
in
it
this first year.
Yeah.
You've been fishing all the time. It's great.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn from some rad people, too.
Yeah.
Learning from rad people, seeing what works
Not
for
us,
people.
but like
No, yeah.
the people
No,
we
not
fish,
us.
the people we fish with.
Not us.
No, the people we fish with.
What I meant was like Josh on the fly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ian
Chris from-
Troop, Chris.
Chris from Drift, Rob,
Yeah.
I guess maybe
Matt. I can keep going.
maybe it's
Tyler.
like
Tyler.
the culture that like you guys have around fly fishing, like
Eric.
yeah, the vibe of
Both
it, I
Erics.
guess.
Eric Finkel and Eric
Lund.
and Eric Lund.
I
Yeah.
don't know how much fishing stuff you learned from Eric Finkel.
Yeah,
Well,
we
you learn
something.
other things from Finkel, like
Yeah.
pickle a sucker.
Yeah, you can,
And
You
for
can pickle
some reason
anything, I
that's
guess.
valuable.
Yeah.
Like
Oh no, his knowledge is valid.
Mhm.
He'll get
And
you
they
to
are-
the fish.
Yeah.
And that's as far as
Yeah.
he'll take you.
And then he's like, "Okay, go catch something."
I feel like I learned things from Fenkel, but it replaced other things
Yeah.
that may have been more useful.
Finkel was great, but Lund taught us all kinds of shit when we were up there.
He is. Oh my God.
Yeah,
What a gem.
we have fished from great people. But yeah, no,
Gem
I think
of a
it's 100% true. All the things you said,
Yeah,
and it's great. I'm so excited that you're getting so into it because it's awesome.
yeah, and the more
So fun.
the deeper I dive, the deeper I get pulled in.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
And then the fly tying started, and that's
The fly tying is
I
a
feel like
whole other world.
that's a whole other world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying shooting fly fishing?
Yes, and I feel like I've gotten better at it since starting to fly fish, or maybe not better,
That's
just
good.
more efficient.
Right.
Your wife's pretty good.
She is a spectacular photographer.
Megan's an amazing
She
photographer.
For like,
Her photos are amazing.
yeah, I
Megan
think
is an amazing photographer.
when she came out on the big head with us, I feel like she may have been a bit self-conscious, and I was like, no, these are
she
these are great
smoked
shots.
it. Those
yeah.
fish I got, the pictures she took were dope.
Yeah.
She took such rad
Yeah.
pictures
And
of that fish.
You guys are a good
And-
team.
And the
which is so great to have.
and the pics from your day with John and Dean.
Yeah, there's so
Oh,
Yeah,
she
dude.
killed it. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you saw the coming soon
great
image.
photographer.
I did. Yeah, that was me.
That's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, I actually like that. I really like that picture of myself, and I
Yeah.
don't often like pictures of myself.
Yeah, man, you got some.
I
nice
always
photos
love pictures of yourself.
What?
I always love pictures of yourself. Yeah,
I always love
yeah.
pictures of yourself.
You love pictures of me? That's
He loves
weird.
pictures of himself.
And
That's
there's
what he was
the
trying to
rosé.
say.
The
There's the
rosé
rosé.
has hit. The
The
rosé, ladies and
rosé.
gentlemen.
He's like 5 minutes from doing a deep dive on his own Instagram.
Yeah, I think for Megan, it was really that was a really good experience for her. We talked about it on the drive home, and she was super.
I love
psyched.
that she's like into wanting to shoot like fishing and stuff because I have one of her pieces on my wall in my office of the like her flowers.
Oh yeah, her
Like,
still life work.
Her still life works and awesome. It's
Yeah.
so sick. And she did some test prints on like hemp paper and stuff. And I have it on my office
Awesome.
wall. It's so sick.
Yeah,
So it's great. Like the cool thing is anytime you meet someone that is a photographer or like into creative stuff that is also down to go outside and like do nothing with you for 6 hours and then catch a fish
yeah,
is cool. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like, Meg,
for
do you want
sure.
to come fishing? She's like, sure. And then like we didn't catch anything that day.
Yeah.
And then we caught that banging steelhead.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like steelheading is You know what I mean? Like if you're not fishing, like it can be like, okay, we've got a lot of photos of just like the trees
Casting.
and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like sometimes I feel for Andy because he's been on
Yeah.
our least successful trips. Like when we went to go Aurora trout fishing,
Yeah.
0 fish. When we went to Tobago,
Yeah.
0 fish.
Yeah.
Well, not
Well,
zero.
zero
not-
permit.
But not
Yeah.
like it wasn't like it was on that day. But Andy also isn't like he's never taken to the angling. You know what I mean? Like he's not like, oh, I want to go fly fishing.
Yeah.
But he loves going out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
Again,
loves
it's
the
cool,
outdoors,
you
yeah.
know, like. But that's why I love that you're just like down to fly fish because it's like rare to meet people that are just like, you know,
Yeah.
let's do it. You know, like brand new, let's go, and just like they become better anglers than you. It's like this is sick.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't know.
Mhm.
I absolutely would not be fishing nearly as much.
As much, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if I would have leaned into it as hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Silver lining.
I mean, that's a perfect segue.
Two.
Factor fishing.
Oh,
It's not really a great segue, but you know, I wrote 3 factor fishies.
what are you groaning? You didn't even have to write them.
Ugh.
No,
I
but
gotta read these things.
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't
I
write.
actually planned to come here and write them, but you didn't trust me.
No, you told me this morning I don't have time.
No, but then I texted you when I got home, like, oh, I made time.
Did you?
Yeah, you check your phone.
Oh, I deleted your number. Have you blocked on my phone? So I wrote 3 for you, Yilma, that you can read. That you can now guess what it is because I don't know. I'm the only one that knows what the answers are. So you can guess what it is. But first, we're just going to take a quick break because we have a quick message here, and then we'll come back. And when we come back, we're going to do factor fishing with Yilma.
Sounds great.
Today's episode is brought to you in part by Gills Fly Fishing International. Gills Fly Fishing International provides the destination fly fishermen with the best personalized trip planning and booking experiences possible. And they run FFI Magazine, an online fly fishing magazine with articles from your favorite fly fishing writers. The magazine is filled with tips, trips, and tightline stories to get you jacked for your next adventure out on the water. Visit flyfishinginternational.com to learn more. That's flyfishinginternational.com.
¿Por qué?
Okay.
Can I do the rest of the podcast in Lithuanian?
Yeah, of course you
Yeah,
can.
man.
Yeah.
Good. I
You can do the rest of the podcast
say
in
hello.
Lithuanian.
labas.
Lavas?
Labas.
And how do I say lavas back? Lavas to you too.
Labas.
Lavas.
Just the same.
It's the same word.
It's a very expressive.
Kind of like when we say hello and
Yeah.
Can
you say hello
you say
back.
hi.
No, I was going to say hi to you.
No, that's just the word that you.
Well, no one says hi to you.
The
Hello,
inflection.
hello to you.
Hi to you.
Top of the
Do you-
muffin to
Why,
you.
why are you going up on 2?
Is
you
it very
microdosing
diverse there in Lithuania?
In what way?
Culturally.
Is
There's a lot
Hang
of
on, hang on.
Lithuanians.
Hang on, is Lithuania
Like-
diverse upon?
Is there Trinis there? Is there Jamaicans?
are you asking me a country which regained its independence in 1992
has Trinis
in Eastern Europe?
specifically?
Imagine though. Hey man, there's some blacks in Poland.
Yeah, I mean
That's true. Does that qualify them as diverse though?
Yeah, good question.
Coming from the most diverse city on earth.
If you were in a grocery
True,
store
too.
that only sold spaghetti and there was one bag of rotini,
Mhm.
would you classify their pasta selection as diverse?
No, it classifies as the worst fucking pasta selection I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying over here?
I guess it depends where you are. You know, if you're in Plevna.
I mean, if you want spaghetti, then you're not.
If you're in Plevna, yeah, it's pretty fucking diverse.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at this. What is this, bow tie?
What is this?
All right, Yilma.
Rotini or fusilli? What are we talking about here? Hey.
You're going to take us into it.
Linguine? Okay, get into it, Liam.
All right,
This
Yilma.
is
back.
Factor
Whoa, get
Fishy.
into it.
This is Factor Fishy
Jesus
with
Christ.
Yilma, written by Mitch. You don't know the answer, so you're guessing. I'm the only one that knows.
Wait, didn't we have a song? Fact or fishy?
All right, Yilma.
There
Take
are
it
no
away.
answers.
Okay, well there's 3 and they're fucking long.
Whoa, watch the language.
They get shorter as they
Jesus
go
Christ.
because, you know.
Because he ran out of time. He went crazy. Well, Mitch is
Yeah.
a writer, folks, so he just went ham on this. So these will probably be really well written. So here we go.
Take it away.
Okay, so this one, and he titled them too, folks, which is really, really nice.
I love you calling people folks.
Come on now, folks.
All right, folks.
All right, folks. Here we go, folks.
I'm Yilma. I'm over here.
Well, this one's called Story 1, The Right to Bear Trout.
The
Whoa.
right to bear
Wow.
trout. Okay.
Okay.
I like where
Wow,
this is
good
going.
good title,
Good
Mitch.
title.
Man,
You
you should do this for a living.
Way better than Yilma's titles.
All right.
What can I say?
Man, that hurts.
Hey, guys, we have listeners. Okay.
We have listeners. Okay.
It was a sunny, warm, perfect day fishing the Great Smoky Mountains down in Tennessee. Chris,
Oh.
a new fly angler to fly fishing, was on the Little River watershed chasing trout.
Mm-hmm.
He had only been fly fishing for the last year.
Much like Aidas.
Holy shit.
So he was just getting out, used to casting and fishing small mountain streams for beautiful trout. In addition to being new to angling itself, he was also really just getting into the great outdoors for the first time. In fact, Chris said, fly fishing got my butt out of the house and began to show me some beautiful places, really in my own backyard.
Yeah.
It does indeed to be like that, Chris.
Read exactly the words.
It does indeed do be that. What? What
It
did you write
doesn't
here?
do.
Slow down.
It doesn't do be. It does. Read the exact
Oh
sentence.
my God! It does indeed do be like that, Chris.
It does indeed do be like that.
Oh my God!
I didn't write this. I don't know what you're reading.
You wrote this.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Anyways,
Sometimes it do be like that.
Yilma, keep reading. I love you, man. That's what Mitch wrote.
You knew he'd get stumbled.
Oh my God! I got stumbled. Okay. Anyways, Chris was stumbling around over some rocks, some river rocks, and finding his way around, casting and spooking all kinds of fish. He took a moment to collect himself, putting his rod and net down on the bank. He was standing looking at the river when he noticed about 100 feet upriver, there was a big, bumbling black bear. Chris,
Shit.
being
Holy
new
fuck.
to the outdoors, got a little spooked, but didn't move.
I guess so.
He just watched the bear for a moment. The bear then took sight of Chris and slowly began walking over cautiously.
Fuck Chris.
It's 100
Well-
feet away.
Run away.
There was a good distance between Chris and the bear.
Well, who's telling the story?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
All
sorry.
right. Want to make sure you make direct
While
eye
also
contact.
sniffing around the water. Chris started to walk
Wait,
back.
the bear was sniffing around the water. Or Chris was sniffing around the water.
Who is sniffing
Okay,
the
well,
water?
let's take
Come on.
back to the paragraph, the beginning of the paragraph, guys.
All right,
I hope
here we go.
everyone's following. I could reread it, but
No,
here we
keep
go. The bear then took sight of Chris and slowly began walking over cautiously, while also sniffing around the water. Chris started to walk back, leaving his rod and net on the bank. I honestly didn't even realize I had forgotten my rod on the bank.
God
said
damn it, Chris.
Chris said that?
Shit.
Chris said that.
What?
I don't know.
You gotta stop interrupting this segment, Aidas. You guessed.
Yilma.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
Yilma.
stay focused, man. Keep
Yeah,
going.
you're doing great.
All right, here we go, guys.
You got this.
The bear kept
Is
coming.
that Aidas interrupting or you interrupting yourself?
I
I'm
don't
interrupting
know.
I
myself.
can't tell.
Oh
It's
my
an
God.
existential thing.
Keep going, baby.
The bear kept coming closer towards his rod, while Chris kept backing up, keeping about 50 feet between himself and the bear. Chris figured if he needed to, he could now get the heck out of there.
Whoa,
On the
get the heck
trail.
out of there.
Get the heck out of there on the trail. He watched the bear for a moment as he took notice of his fly rod.
Okay.
The bear then decided to bite the rod
Whoa.
and lift it over the ground.
Wait.
As he did this, the line with a fly on the end flopped into the water.
Oh,
The bear
goddamn.
stood with the rod in his mouth, and a trout actually took the fly.
Oh, shit.
The bear stood for a moment with his rod in his mouth and a trout on the line.
So wait. The bear came over, walked over as Chris was backing up quite a ways. Like he kept distance between him and the bear. The bear picked up the rod, and the fly went in the water, and a trout hit the fly
That is
with
that
the bear with the rod in the bear's mouth. The bear was fishing for trout.
evidently.
And it hit?
It hit. Chris took his phone out, but it was too far to grab a solid picture. He was taking the photos on his phone, I
Checks
guess.
out, yeah.
Okay, I got it. After the bear fought the fish for a moment, it dropped the rod and walked into the bush. Chris, still too scared to go over, sat in the bush for about 10 minutes, totally freaked the fuck out. He then
I
made...
don't think I wrote that
How would you know?
because I wrote it.
How would you know? How could you
I did not
possibly,
swear, everybody. I'm
possibly
sorry.
know?
Yilma's getting a little off the rosal.
He then made his way to grab his rod, which was now broken around the cork section. He grabbed his gear and took off. Folks, is this a fact? Or Aidas, this is for you. Fact or fishy?
That's for all of you
Fact.
guys.
Well, I guess it's for all of us.
Fact.
I know the answer.
It's fact.
Okay.
So let me just recap.
Recap.
Yep.
Guy named Chris, it's Chris,
It's Chris.
was fishing in the Great Smoky Mountains
Mhm.
on a section of water, I think called the Little River, something like that, Little River system. And he was new to fly fishing, just new to the outdoors in a way, was fishing, kind of stumbling around, put his gear down to take a break on the river like we do. Noticed a bear 100 feet upriver, got spooked, started walking away, forgot his rod. The bear kind of noticed him and kind of walked towards him, but this is probably over quite a while, I imagine.
6-7 hours maybe.
I'm just imagining this. He walked into the bush, and then the bear came over, picked up his rod, was going to go eat his rod, kind of mess with his rod, and the fly went in the water, and a trout actually hooked it, and the bear sat there for a second fighting a trout before dropping it and walking into the bush. Minutes later, Chris walks back, checks his rod, it's broken, the trout's gone, and he gets the heck out of there. That's the story. Fact or fishy?
Fact or fishy?
Fishy.
Yelma, what do you think?
I'm going to say fact on this one, folks.
You said fact, you said fact, you said fishy?
Mm-hmm.
2 facts and a fishy.
2 facts and a fishy.
It's fact. It's fishy. I almost said fact. It's fishy. It's fishy.
I won.
I almost just tricked myself into thinking this was real.
Oh my God! Well, if it was a love story, I would
It's
Oh, yeah,
fishy.
that was a really well written story,
Thanks.
dude.
Completely made that up.
I want to keep reading it. I want to see where it goes.
Well, Chris, he's an IT guy, and he's feeling these days a little bit stressed. Like everybody with COVID.
Never has a day off.
Yeah. So the next story after this, he's got a little bit of trauma. Like he's a little traumatized from the bear. So later on, we'll learn more about Chris and his wife leaves him, and there's this whole thing. He kind of gets into partying again, and it's really going to take off. But we'll have that next time.
Oh, goddamn, Chris.
All
Yeah.
right.
Fuck.
Chris, the Ibiza years.
Ibiza years. That's really where things take off.
As long as you only keep
Starfish with
narrating
salt.
it.
The Ibiza years.
All right. So I guess
Salt.
this is our second fact of fishy. This one's called Jumpin' Jimmy. Jumpin' Jimmy.
I mean, that's a Yelma title. You know what I mean?
Jumpin' Jimmy? Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you almost are like the love of my life. Who was also a fish.
They're all about love.
Heartbreak and bonefish.
All right. Here we go.
A rusty engagement.
Okay.
Yeah, that is definitely.
That's
Okay,
always
jumping
a-
Jimmy, let's do this.
Okay.
Take it
Jumpin'
away.
Jimmy, folks. Everybody listening? All right. This is
Here we
the
go.
second fact of fishy, folks. Okay. So a family was enjoying a beautiful day on the oh-so-blue saltwater fishing in Florida. They were out in their boat, fishing places they have fished many times before. The family was made up of Rob Parker, his wife Sue, and his daughter Sarah. They were anchored up on a shoal, enjoying the sun, and Rob was fishing.
Fucking right he was. Fuck yeah, Rob.
He hooked into something.
I'm sorry. I burped.
We could
Excuse
probably
me.
edit the verb.
No, I'm sorry. Continue,
Okay.
Yelma.
He hooked into something.
I did not mean to burp. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burp. I'm drinking a Labatt 50 right now, and I just sometimes when you drink carbonated beverages, you just burp and I've been in COVID so long that I just burp, and Steph's the only one to call me out. And
Totally.
Aldo! All right, Yelma, continue, baby.
What did Hemingway say? Right drunk, edit sober?
I'm not sure what he
I hope
said.
that happens
He said
here.
a lot of things as he wrote a lot of books, but I continue to pass it over to you. I'm sorry.
So they're on a shoal.
Right.
Fishing.
So he hooked into something feisty, but wasn't sure what it was. It truly was a scary fish, an unwelcome predator. Really.
Whoa.
Scary fish.
Ha. Okay. So he fought the fish, and as it was getting closer to the boat, it jumped out of the water. It kept leaping over and over. The thing couldn't stop leaping.
Leaping. Yeah.
Honestly, just leaping. Just kept leaping.
Jesus.
It leapt, and wow, the thing could really leap.
Holy cow.
It's like Rick and Morty.
He came close to the
He's
boat
just
and
reading
jumped out of the
my
water
routes.
and wait for it into the boat.
Oh.
Should we read that? Because you were talking.
No,
I
no,
can't hear.
no.
Okay. But the scary part, is it jumped into the boat and actually began to thrash around and bang.
Sounds
It
like a
hit his
barracuda.
daughter, Sarah, and its teeth cut into her arm.
The
Oh,
barracuda.
God, Sarah.
Very,
Barracudas.
very seriously.
Oh,
It was a rather dangerous scenario. She began to bleed and scream a lot.
Jesus.
The dad took his fillet knife and stabbed the fish into the head.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Right behind the
Grim,
eye.
I know. Sorry, folks. The fish died.
I wrote that.
They made tacos, and the daughter was ultimately okay. But she did have a big wound. Barracuda are not friendly. Fact or fishy? What the?
Barracuda. So let me just recount this for you.
Mm-hmm.
A family was fishing in Florida.
Correct.
The dad, Rob, hooked into a fish that just leapt. It just couldn't stop leaping and leaping out of the water, and just leapt and leapt and leapt. And it leaped and leaped all the way until it continued to leap into the boat in which Rob's daughter Sarah was there, and a barracuda took caught of her arm and just ripped her arm all apart.
And he stabbed
And
Sarah?
he stabbed the
Oh, he
barracuda,
stabbed
the fish,
that makes more
in the
sense.
head
Come
behind
on,
the eye.
Aidas.
Killed the barracuda. They made tacos. Sarah was ultimately okay, but wounded, like it was a serious thing. Factor fishy.
I mean, I don't know if this case exactly is factor fishy, but that's happened so many times. That's why, like, I remember fishing in Florida and hooking barracuda with my buddy Quinn and his dad, and his dad wouldn't even entertain bringing the barracuda on board.
Yeah.
He was like, "No way, man!" Because we caught some banging barracuda that day.
They're crazy, right?
And
razor
he was
teeth.
he's like, "Well, hope you didn't like that clouser minnow." And I'm like, "I kind of did." And he's like, "That's too bad."
Yeah. Because they're just dangerous.
Yeah, he's like, "I don't want to deal with it."
Like little razors on their heads, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'll go fact.
Fishy.
I just say fishy, Yelma.
Yelma says fact.
2 facts and a fishy. It's fact.
Nice.
It's fact.
2 for 2.
And actually, I'll tell you right now, like, there's pictures of it online, and her arm was like pretty wrecked.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
How old was Sarah?
Sarah, I changed the names to make them sound more real. Her name was actually Coral. And I was like, if I call someone Coral, you guys are going to be like, that's fishy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, beautiful name, but like,
No,
it doesn't sound like a name I'd make up. You know what I mean?
prefaced it by saying they're from Florida. So
It doesn't sound like a name I would make up. Coral, you know. It was. I went Sarah. The guy's name was Rob. And their wife's, I can't remember what their wife's name was. But yeah, it's a fact. And her arm was totally shredded, but she was okay. She had a towel wrapped around her arm and it got all treated. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they made fish tacos, but he did stab it in the head, and it's pretty grim looking.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I was like, Jesus. But, you know, in the moment,
I would.
what do?
Yeah.
You know, it's
stab it in the
literally
head.
killing. Like, it's going crazy.
Oh, if a fish was biting my kid, I would stab
I'm
it.
sure they ate it. I'm sure
Yeah.
they ate it. It was a beautiful fish. But
Is barracuda good to eat?
Yeah,
You
that's
can eat
what I want to
wahoo.
know.
You can eat wahoo. Yeah.
I want to know about these
Yeah. You
can eat
barracuda
'em.
tacos.
Right?
I mean, that
Absolutely.
sells itself,
Pretty sure you
really.
can. I just think it's not a typical eating fish, but I think you can.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can eat anything, I guess.
can eat anything.
Like,
You
I
can
could
eat
eat
anything.
you if I wanted to.
You absolutely can eat
Actually,
Actually, you're all full of chorizo
Yelma,
sausage
stop looking
right
at me
now.
like that.
Ooh.
I'm a little chorizo over here.
Mamacita.
You are a little chorizo.
All right,
Kiss you
Yelma.
later.
Let's
Okay,
get into
third
it.
one, guys. This one's called Payday.
Cha-ching!
Okay, this one's a real long one. Sorry,
Holy
folks,
shit.
but here we go.
I thought they got shorter.
No, not this one. A guy was fishing soft plastics for bass, and he ended up catching a $50 bill. Factor fishy.
That's the last one. I wrote that one. Yeah, I wrote that one. Now, I wrote that one basically when we were out here because we needed a third one. But yeah, guy was. So let me just sum that up for you. A guy was fishing soft plastics.
Let's get a recap here.
He was
Yeah,
fishing
please,
soft
please.
plastics for
Wait.
bass.
What's a soft plastic?
A soft plastic is it's a plastic that's soft, typically in the shape of a worm. Could sometimes be a minnow or a grub, something that mimics some kind of life. And yeah, he was fishing bass, and he hooked a $50 bill. That's what he hooked. He brought it in. It was a $50 bill.
Canadian or American?
Will not disclose this information this time.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Fact.
I just,
Fishy.
Yelma.
Fact.
Are you serious?
My heart went to fact. I honestly, it said to me,
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's fact.
Okay. All right, that's
I
fine.
kind of can't believe that you guys, Aldo got it all right.
Yeah, 3 for 3. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I got some old cheese.
he had
There's got to be
old
some
tenure
sort of,
cheese,
yeah, there's
cheddar
got to be
cheese.
some sort of prize.
Wait a minute. Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
Did this happen to you?
Holy
The $50 bill?
Yeah.
Nosberries.
Oh
guess
my
this
god.
is I guess this is the time for me to tell you guys.
Hence these Muskoka chairs.
Yelma's just ready
And
to
you
go.
invested in cryptocurrency,
I-
and you're buying us all
I
houses.
did.
Oh
I bought
my
Dogecoin.
gosh.
I bought Dogecoin. Dogecoin. And
What's
Why?
the other one?
Run of
The
the moon, guys.
NFT.
Elon Musk tweeted, and now I'm
That's
a
not a
billionaire. I don't know what to
cryptocurrency.
tell you.
No, but what's the thing that you the digital
Non-fungible token.
the digital token? What are those called? now?
Non-fungible token.
They're called N something.
Non-fungible
NFTs,
token.
non-fungible token.
NF.
NFTs. I've
Oh,
got
is
one
it
of
a-
This
Are
is
you
the
messing
crypto
with me?
cast, guys. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Are
I've
you
got
messing
one
with
of
me
you.
right now?
I've got one of you in a bathing suit online right now. It's getting
What?
bid
I
for
have
10
that
grand.
one too.
Oh.
I thought that was the only one.
No.
Oh.
Do I
Well,
get
it
a
is the only
commission?
one.
Do I get a commission on that?
No,
No.
absolutely not. There's a
Great.
NFT bike actually.
Fact. Great factor fishy, Mitch.
I think that was fun,
and
right?
Yelma.
And
That was a
Yelma.
good. That was a good.
Good reading.
Good reading.
We thought about
Thank you, thank you.
narrating. We
Hope
should.
everybody liked
we should
that.
narrate books together
Oh my
Audiobooks?
and split it.
I'm down, man. Okay, here's what I want to do right now.
Okay.
But let me just open up my thing real quick. Aidas, we got a Mitchie's Fishies 5U because we haven't never done that, obviously.
Okay.
And because it's your first time on the show and your first kind of you're just kind of getting into fly fishing.
Okay.
So we're going to Mitchie's Fishies 5U. Mitchie's Fishies 5, we ask every guest on the show the same 5 questions.
Okay.
We're going to ask them right now. But
Okay.
let me just pull them up really quick.
Okay.
It's actually kind of crazy. I don't remember them.
Well, I mean,
kinda do.
I know number 1.
Okay, what is it? What is your favorite fish and why? Ah! I just remembered. Aldo?
Oh, well, you just asked it, but yeah. Aidas,
Hello.
what is your Mrs. Fishy's 5. Number 1.
Number 1.
What is your favorite fish, and why? Cool whip.
Out of the fish that I've caught.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Or
just
want to
fish you wanna
catch,
yeah.
or just what is your favorite fish? I don't know. Maybe you like goldfish.
Yeah, maybe you like those little Danios. You know those little
those little
neon
Danios.
tetras?
yeah, little tetras. Yeah,
Little tetras.
Little
Yeah.
Daniel.
I mean, I love me a tetra. I'm not gonna lie.
Daniel.
What's a quality fish? No, I think the steelhead was probably the most fun to catch.
So your favorite fish in the world, steelhead?
Yeah, as of right now. I mean, I've only caught like a couple.
It doesn't be
Couple.
based on the catch.
I feel like I can't like it's not fair to judge.
Why steelhead?
Acrobatic, exciting, a lot of work, a lot of hours into catching them.
Right.
Yeah.
The activity.
Yeah,
behind.
the activity.
Big.
I can dig it.
They're rowdy, you know?
Yeah, they're rowdy.
Okay, here's
a rowdy
the
fish.
second one, because this one might be a bit more interesting for you. If you could fish anywhere in the world right now, assuming it's the best time of year to go there, where would you go and why? Anywhere in the world. And it could be places that you're interested in. It could be places you've been. We've heard them all.
Right
Big and
now,
small.
if I could fish anywhere.
Yeah, COVID didn't exist.
I just cashed out my Dogecoin, and I'm like, I bought us a plane. We're going somewhere, and it's amazing. Where would you want to go?
I feel like I'm a bit at a loss here. Like I would fish somewhere with mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like Patagonia or something.
That's a
Then
pretty good answer.
I could
Yeah.
have like, an intermixing of the two activities I enjoy.
Right.
I'd probably die rock climbing first,
Right.
and then our fishing trip would be ruined because I'd be dead.
Mm-hmm.
No, there'd just be more room on the float boat.
Yeah,
Will be room
more-
for you, yeah.
Or maybe we'd go fishing first. I
For
guess.
me, I'd just be fishing more.
Yeah.
I gotta get over this by fishing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's what he would have wanted.
Like Patagonia is amazing.
Yeah, totally.
I would love to go fish there and like
Yeah.
find things. I was real excited about our our East Coast trip that didn't happen.
Yeah,
Just because for the exact same reasons, rock climbing and fishing.
I'm with you. Okay, number 3, Mitch's Fishies 5 is,
'Kay.
what is one of your best fishing, doesn't have to be fly fishing, memories? And if it's not about me, I'm going to fucking freak out.
Shit.
Don't look at me like that, Yelma.
I guess when we first kissed. No, I think obviously I think I have to take like catching that fish on the very first fly I ever tied. That was like a janky monster.
Yeah.
Was the mullet Mitchy?
That was last week.
Was the fly the janky
it-
monster, or was the fish the janky monster?
Oh, the fish was great.
Yeah, beautiful.
The fly was like kind of pretty janky. Because the one I tied like on a salmon fly and like just
What was
like
special about that moment?
because okay, so I really enjoy fishing by myself. Not that I obviously
Of course,
I like fishing with you guys, but I feel like that's more for the social aspect.
Sure.
I enjoy fishing by myself. So that was that.
Mm-hmm.
I was fishing like a bunch of flies I tied. Full disclosure, I did not really research how to tie flies. I just like made them.
Yeah.
And I caught a sweet fish.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. And that like I was laughing to myself on the river. It was really
That's
nice.
so
That's
cool.
such a good
I
moment.
know, I love
Yeah, it
that.
was
I can
great.
picture you down there.
It was awesome too, because like in our little group
Dude.
chat, you sent the photo of the fly, and we're like, "Whoa, that's crazy! It's a crazy looking fly."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm gonna fish it tomorrow," and I was like, "Good luck."
Okay.
And then he catches a huge brown with it. I was like,
Oh.
well,
yeah.
"Guess I'll die."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this?
And I told Megan after, and she's like, "Sick. Do you want me to like?" She was like, "I'll make a shadow box for it."
Yeah.
And she's like,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was
that's
like,
a good
"Oh, that's a great idea." And then she's like, "If you gather some flowers and foliage from like around where you caught it, I'll press them and dry
That's
them."
a cool idea.
And I was like, "Oh, I had not even thought of that." I was just like, "I'm just gonna stick it like on my car visor."
You're like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
already.
yeah,
At,
yeah.
You're like, I'm already at McDonald's.
yeah. Megan's like, let me turn this into art. And you're just
Yeah.
like, got a Big Mac in your
Yeah.
mouth.
No, I fished that fly the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Snagged it a bunch of times, waded into places to get it out. I did not lose it.
It's a great idea. You should get some tomorrow. You should get some flowers, make a shadow box.
Yeah.
I love framing flies, catching your first fish. It's super cool. It's like a memento, you know.
I think it really
Yeah.
speaks to like the romance of fly fishing.
Oh yeah.
Listen, you got excited all on your own by yourself. It's like that whole
Yeah,
you're
it's
alone,
beautiful.
dance and do just be you.
Yeah.
Man, when I went
Dance.
I
by
get excited
myself,
by
that's the
myself all the
same
time.
reaction
Yeah.
that I had. It is because you're so pumped, you're so excited. Even the
love
lady
of
that
the game.
we saw each time we were on the credit, she bumped into me and she's like, "Hey, I saw you getting all excited. Did you catch fish?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Did you put it on Instagram?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, great."
Yeah.
So I hope I see her again. She's great. She sees me every time I'm on the river. She's like, "Hey, you."
Oh, that's cool.
So
I didn't
anyways,
put mine on Instagram.
I digress.
Oh yeah.
You guys are my Instagram.
There you go. I'll be your Instagram. Number 4, Mitchie's Fishies 5.
Number 4.
Why do you fly fish? We asked you this kind of already, but what do you get
I
out
feel
of it?
like I feel like we covered this. Right now, it's just like, it's nice taking a little breather.
Yeah.
Being calm,
Mm.
focusing on a solvable task.
Mhm.
Oh.
Like, yeah, that's nice.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. It's never been put that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really
Yeah.
solvable, but it's like,
It's solvable.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it's like it's solvable. It's something to figure out.
Yeah.
And it's nice break from like a life with
Yeah.
anyone who has kids knows the chaos that
Right.
you can exist in.
Yeah.
So it's nice to take a little breather from that and just exist in this simple process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. I like that. It's great. Okay, number 5.
Number 5.
If you were a fly pattern, what would you be? If there were, what fly represents you best and why?
So I don't know the names of a lot of fly patterns.
Okay. You can also, if you have something in mind, you can describe it.
I feel like
It could be a fly that you're making up too at the Vice. We've had that before.
yeah, no, I feel like it'd be something very like practical and versatile.
I don't want to say woolly bugger.
No, definitely not a woolly bugger. Maybe
No,
like
he's not a woolly bugger.
maybe
I know,
like
but it's practical and versatile. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. It's practical. Yeah, no, maybe like a bunny fish or something.
Like kind of like a bunny leech or something.
What's a hardworking fly?
Where?
No, like in general. Like what's a
Costa Rica mainly.
what's a hardworking fly? Because like he's a hardworking individual.
I mean, I don't want to say woolly bugger, but
I don't know.
I think a bunny leech is a great. Bunny leech is a great
Bunny leech
example.
for
yeah.
sure.
Why?
You kind of are kind of like a Creelix minnow.
Acrylic
Yeah.
minnow, yeah, acrylic minnow is good.
Why bunny leech?
It's versatile, like a little,
I love bunny
little
leeches.
cone head bunny leech, like. Cause I didn't understand this, and I think it was Aldo that explained this to me, that like they present as sculpin in the rivers and as leeches in lakes. I didn't know that. I
Right.
was just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's shiny. I'll chuck it in the river, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why
The versatility
yeah,
as an angler, as an outdoors person.
it's versatile. Like, but then again, like I like a lot of the steelheading flies because a lot of them are beautiful. Salmon flies are super cool looking.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like perhaps monotaskers.
Yeah, for sure. They're
Oh yeah.
specific.
It's very specific.
But
But
you're
like,
not taking an Atlantic salmon fly.
yeah.
Trout fishing.
I mean, I might. I don't know. I've
Hey, who knows?
probably
Yeah,
done it.
with
and
your
I
luck.
I didn't even know it. And I did it. Yeah, I want to be something that's like there's a beauty and a romance to it. However, is still pragmatic and practical.
Yeah.
Cool.
I dig it, man.
Does that count?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
counts.
definitely can.
What color? What color would it be?
Gray.
White, red.
Yeah, no, I'd want to do like I want to do like a cream with
Chartreuse.
black sparkle and a little bit of yellow.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. I like that.
Maybe like the ones I recently tied.
yeah. I like it. That's it, man. That's Mitch's Fishy 5.
All right, there we go.
Speaking
You're
of salmon
fast.
flies, I've always had this question: has anybody fished for salmon, Atlantic salmon? I'm talking Atlantic salmon here, which is a regular ass fly.
Like, what do you mean? Like a woolly bugger?
Well, I mean, like you go salmon fishing and you're like, this is what you're using. You're like, that's what you use, and then nobody ever questions it. But like, has anybody ever tried like a pheasant tail
Yeah, I did.
Right.
to catch an Atlantic salmon?
Yep.
Yeah, you went to Gaspé and
No, it's a good question. I mean, I'm sure they have.
I'm not going to be the guy to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
because when you're there, you're like, fish this. You're like, okay, like your odds. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Do whatever people say.
But
yeah.
imagine you just put on a bunny leech and then all of a
Nobody
sudden-
knows that the prince nymph is the fly.
like the prince.
That's it.
The prince nymph is the best Atlantic salmon fly out there. It's
Yeah,
just
you
never
get a
been
prince
fished.
Hey, you
nymph in
don't know
front of
if
an
you don't
Atlantic
try,
salmon,
man.
and it won't. It every time it'll hit.
You gotta try.
And it jumps out of the water. It's like, is that a prince nymph?
Hey, you know
As you're
what?
putting it on, they just swim to you.
You know what, guys? You miss 100%
Start
of the
bowing.
shots you don't take.
Yeah. Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
again, yeah. Let's try that next time we're out there. But yeah, man, I know. Well, you know what? Let's just switch gears for a second. Talk a little bit about FFI magazine because Fly Fishing International magazine is a magazine under the Gills Fly Fishing banner. And Gills Fly Fishing International is one of our newest sponsors. They're amazing. They host trips all over the world, international trips. Gills got a roster of incredible trips that you can take. And actually right now during COVID, nobody's flying to Mexico or, crazy destinations, but you can go if you're in Canada to all kinds of destinations within our country. So check out Gills Fly Fishing International to see trips that he's planning around Ontario and beyond. There's lots of things bubbling up.
100%.
But also check out FFI Magazine because it's super cool.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, selfishly, I always love it when people from Ontario put out content, and it's always cool
Totally.
too. So it's kind of fun that we're, being sponsored by a fellow Torontonian, a fellow Ontarian.
Yeah.
Ontarian.
Ontariite.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's Ontarian.
So it's cool. Like
Ontarionio.
there's the travel business and there's the magazine, and the magazine's got some wicked writers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Former guests of the show, even.
Yeah. Yeah, and the April edition's out. You can read that. And the May edition's coming soon, or the next edition's coming out soon, so you can check that out. But very amazing articles by incredible international writers. Check out FFI Magazine. Check out the show notes. You can find links to all that. Good show, guys.
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
still bright outside.
Yeah, it's not. It's not the. I mean, I can see the moon.
It's not darkness.
It's not
I can
darkness.
see the moon.
The lights haven't come on yet. I bought some lights. They're not on yet.
No.
It's not that cold
There's
yet.
sick lights.
No, it's not that cold.
Really
No,
nice.
I'm probably gonna have a glass of that rosé you keep sipping.
we're
on
gonna-
there.
we're gonna have another-
I think I'm done because
We're gonna have another
There's like a
drinky drink.
sip left in there. Look at that.
no,
So-
We're gonna have another drinky
I've got a
drink.
really important question.
Yes.
Yeah.
What time?
What time are we gonna start tomorrow?
Yeah. What time do you guys want to do?
I'm 7:30.
Holy shit!
Listen, man, it's Saturday. It's not about.
Yeah.
It's not about necessarily beating the fish. It's more about beating the crowds. You know what I'm saying, baby?
That's what I'm saying.
Bazinga.
There's probably so many people listening to this. Like 7:30 is like 3 hours too late.
Totally, I know, totally.
All right, man. Afternoon session.
No, it's not 7:30. It's not bad.
I am an afternoon guy.
Yeah.
So do I like.
Big fan.
I like
just-
the
yeah.
evening hatch. I like the
Yeah, me
spinner
too.
fall. I like the evening light.
Yeah, we
And I
always
like
have
sleeping
fun.
in.
We always have fun fishing in the afternoons.
Straight up.
Yeah.
love
like-
love
Yeah.
sleeping in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's like a reason to be out early, I love that too. You know what
Totally.
I mean? But it's like,
Yeah.
let's go fish close. Like, let's be comfortable. Let's have
Yeah.
fun.
Let's have another beer.
Let's have another beer and talk about it.
Let's have some donuts.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's bombas
mama.
over there.
There's
Cheese
bombas
Boutique.
over there from Cheese
Holy
Boutique.
shit.
Shout out
Cheese
Cheese
Boutique.
Boutique.
What's
shout out
up?
to Cheese Boutique.
Ripley Ave
Get
in
at me.
Toronto. You got to check them out. Not a sponsor. Amazing
Yet.
cheese selection and
Unofficial stomach sponsor.
all
though.
kinds of pastries and prepared foods and incredible meats.
Get
you
that
gotta check them out.
bumbaloni in my belly.
Oh,
Bumbalonies,
Jeez
baby.
Louise.
Bumbalone.
everybody at home.
Bumbalone.
Thank you so much for listening to the show. We hope
Aidas,
you
thanks
guys,
for coming on, and thanks
Yeah,
for
anytime.
taking
Aidas,
pictures.
man,
Yeah,
thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Thank you
Yeah.
for coming. Honestly, amazing that we met.
Thanks for not murdering
Joel?
in Mexico.
Joel, thank you so much for introducing us guys because it's just like again, it's incredible when we meet people, like-minded people that are just down to go fishing.
There we go.
Yeah.
And
Now-
look at us now.
Now we live together.
We live together. We're sitting in our backyard recording a podcast.
Hey,
We drink together in the yard.
look at us.
Look at
Look at
us.
Look at us.
Eh?
Look at this.
Look at us, eh?
Hey? Did you ever think, huh?
Yeah. Did you ever think? Not me.
Look at us. Not me.
Not me.
Eh?
Holy- Jeez Louise.
Everybody, thank you so much for listening. That's it for me, Mitch Yilma.
Thanks for listening, folks, and I hope you enjoyed Factor Fishing.
Such a sneak in another
Aldo.
Good
folks there.
Lord.
Thanks everybody. And yeah, Aidas, thanks for all the work you put in over the past year and a half, and I'm glad you love fly fishing because we love you.
Aidas,
Honestly, it's been a pleasure.
thank you so much.
Hey, anytime.
Take care.
Like tomorrow. KTTYL.
Peace. You can find all of our content at sofly.ca. Reach out via email by sending your questions or comments to info@sofly.ca. Find us on Instagram @the SoFly Crew. Thanks for listening.